Behind me is a Ducati Multistrada 950 and a Multistrada 1260, so which should you actually buy? So yeah, the one you can see in the foreground, that 950, that is mine. The other one belongs to Rotate Motorsport in Bournemouth. Yeah, that one's up for sale actually, so if you fancy it, I'll leave a link in the description. And yeah, thanks to Rotate for lending me the bike. So yeah, since I bought mine, I've always been interested to try one of the big bore ones to see really, you know, if there's much difference, if, you know, really I should flog mine at some point and buy the bigger one. Right, we flip the camera to have a quick look at these two. If you look in terms of bodywork, there's really not much in it. Now, there's obviously 2 points of comparison that you could do with this, because obviously when the 950 first came out, there was the 1200, but there's actually a bit more overlap with this, the 1260. You see the bodywork is actually really similar, but obviously you can have some difference. This is not the fairest of comparison because this is the S, mine is not, so that means you get the semi-active suspension. You can see you've got more tech generally on this. You've got, yeah, nice LED lights. There is cruise control. Now, I think everyone likes to think that these big bore ones are kind of big fatties, but that's not actually necessarily the case. Now, I looked at the figures and I kind of double checked and triple checked because I was surprised to find that the weight difference is all of about 5 kilos. So not much in it at all, and you could probably just ditch the centre stand and it would end up being the same as mine with a centre stand. Power, obviously a lot more. You got 156 horsepower versus 113 in mine. 130 newton meters of torque versus 96. So yeah, a lot more power, a lot more torque. Now, these were a good few grand more expensive than a 950 when they were new, but these days the price is not much in it. I mean, obviously I only paid 2.5 for mine, but there were some caveats with that. It had a bit of cosmetic damage, and yeah, it did need a Desmo service, which obviously ended up meaning it was more like a sort of 3.5 or so grand bike in the end. But this is up for, I think, about 7. But yeah, that's probably a nicer example than mine is. In terms of servicing as well, there's not really going to be masses in it. It's still a Tesla Strata engine. It still has belts. You're still going to have to do the Desmo service, and it's still going to probably cost you about £1,000, as it did for me, even if you go to an Indy. But yeah, I think we'll get out and we'll ride that one, and then we'll ride mine. And then I'll try and come to some sort of vague and worthwhile conclusion. First big difference anyway, this has keyless. I don't know if you could ever get that 950, maybe the S. You certainly could on the, oh no, I just turned it off again. You certainly could on the, yeah, the old V2, because I remember having one of those on test for a couple of weeks. Same classic lazy sounding Ducati starter. Obviously ergonomically, all feels the same. The view from the cockpit, all the same. Clutch feels a bit nicer than mine. Obviously that's what you kind of got to ignore, is the things on this that are going to be more about just the general condition of it, as opposed to yeah, actual differences between the two bikes, because I think this is probably in better nick than mine is. Louder than mine. Is this a stand exhaust? I think it's a stand exhaust, but I shall correct myself with a caption if not. As you can see, weather today disgusting. It's kind of one of those where, you know, by the time I wait for it to be nice again, it will probably be next year and this bike will be gone. Quick shifter as well. God, I love a quick shifter on mine. Yeah, conditions aren't great, and obviously someone's got to buy this bike after, so we're not going to be going too mad today. But hopefully it should just give me a little taste of what one of these is like, see if one day I should sell mine, get this. Another thing I didn't mention is accessibility. So same seat height of 840mm, then I mean, there might be a 5mm, I think it's potentially 5mm higher on this, but the difference is you've got an adjustable seat and you can adjust it down to 820. If you want to go that low, you can also go higher as well actually, I should point out, but if you want to go that low on a 950, you are going to have to get an accessory seat. Another thing I forgot to mention is tyre width at the rear, a bit fatter on this. You've got 190 instead of 170, and yeah, as soon as you look at it, you do notice just a bit girthier at the back. Can it be dry and warm again, please? I don't like this. Alright, let's cut and then rejoin when we're on some nationals. Right, well, I wouldn't normally film on a dual carriageway. Normally I'd like to try and find quieter roads than this, but I think if anything's going to be dry, it'll be a nice bit of dual carriageway that's got some sun on it, or dry-ish, so then we give us a chance to let it go. We'll say in sport, no, okay, it's still wet, but we want to be a bit careful. You know what, I kind of was expecting more fireworks than that. Definitely gutsier than mine. If you can even hear it over the screen. Same, therefore terrible. Yeah, I think really, if you're going to do any miles on these, you're going to want to get the Pugue, I think it's called. Sounds fantastic as well. I don't know if it honks quite like mine in the mid-range. Low revs, I think it's probably a bit smoother. Yeah, I haven't been flinging it around yet, but at lower speeds, you don't feel that extra weight at all. I think people just assume big increase in capacity, must be quite heavy. It just isn't. Yeah, it's when you get to the top end, comes alive a bit more. Very vibey on the top end, you feel it all through your seat. You don't get that on mine. There's just a bit more of an effortlessness to it. You don't need to bring it out as much. I was expecting this to feel like really excessive and like mad, but it's not until you get right up there in the top end that you really start to notice the difference. The last one of these comparisons I did was between mine and the new V2, which obviously is a completely different structure, stress member, engine, new engine as well. This obviously it's just, yeah, still got your trellis frame, bodywork's all much the same, chassis is much the same, but yeah, obviously we have got the semi-active stuff. It's quite firm in the sport mode, not excessively so, but again that's a noticeable difference. But I suspect if you went and got on the non-S version of this, I suspect if you got on a non-S version of this, you are probably, yeah, not going to notice massive difference between the suspension, I suspect. Overtaking takes very little effort indeed. Yeah, I wonder if this is going to be, yeah, I wonder if this is going to be one of those where the difference is more noticeable when I get back on mine and it's going to feel like it's broken because this is not as powerful. Yeah, we may also have a bit of TC intervention which won't really heavy upping how quick this feels or not. Okay, do it in second, rev it out a bit more, then it starts to feel like a different kettle of fish. I mean, get this, put a better screen on it, take it to Europe, take it to the Black Forest. It's going to be super comfy on the way there. You've got cruise control on this one as well. And then when you get there, you're in for a very good time. Right, we're on some twisties now, or coming on some twisties, but it ain't going to be very dry, but we will make the best of it. Fucking hell, mate, hurry up. Oh, I wish it was drier. Either revisit one of these when the weather's a bit nicer, or buy one. No, don't, stop it. Nothing on yours, but this is just a bit nicer in every way. I think it's a testament really to the 950 that this doesn't feel, you know, like immediately I must have one. But what I am noticing, I'm at full twist a lot less in this. Whereas mine, I'm quite frequently winding it fully out. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's quite quick. Just the wideness of that dual carriageway somewhat didn't do it justice. Brakes feel nicer than mine as well, but like I say, mine's got some sort of, I don't know what it's a leather issue, these new discs, or it's got a bit of pad pickup, a couple of weird flutter. Brakes still work. Very vibrating at the top end. Try your brakes. I did, they were good. Oh, I don't know, a bit of extra punch. It is nice, even in these shitty conditions. Up a couple of times, but the bars go quite light. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I've no doubt that yeah, in the dry, with a bit of a greedy throttle, the front end is going to come up with little provocation. I mean, it says it all that I was only going to take this for a briefest spin, but I've already kind of extended my ride a little bit. That's a bit addictive, isn't it? I'll tell you what this makes me really want to have a go in is the Diavel 1260, which I think got this engine first. Yeah, that engine in a cruiser sounds quite silly and the sort of thing I fancy. And again, yeah, you're looking about £5 for one of those. This is 7. Last I checked, the cheapest sort of non-Cat M 950 I could find was 6. Really not much in it. This isn't quite the sort of dangerous experience I thought it would be, and by dangerous I mean dangerous to my wallet, in which I'll get on this and immediately think, no, time to sell the 950 to get one of these. But it's nice to know that why to do it. Obviously mine's a bit tattier, but the uplift in money is not going to be massive. Now obviously you're going to have to pay. Try these brakes again. Very nice. Yep, no problem with those at all. Not too much diving under the brakes either. Obviously, yeah, insurance is going to be more. Servicing, I would imagine, probably about the same. I will correct myself in the screen if it's not, but I suspect it's all going to be about the same. Where did I come from? Where did I go? Where did I come from? Cotton Eye Joe or something? Screen, didn't mention the screen actually. Well, sorry, not the screen, the display. Kind of got a bit distracted by that. Yes! Oh, a little bit jerky there though. Oh, I do like this a lot. I do worry now that I'm going to get back on mine. It's just going to feel like it's lacking the same sense of shock and awe. As I say, you don't. It's not quite as night and day as I thought it would be. I thought this would just feel bonkers just with how much more powerful it is, but you did the crank it round fairly high on the rev range before it really feels a bit bonkers. I think I prefer this actually to the V4 Multistrada. I've not tried the latest one, but I tried the previous, I'd say generation. I don't think mass has changed in that regard, but yeah, just sort of rolling back on and off the throttle, ever so slightly jerky, not like terribly, but it's noticeable. I don't really have much more to say at this point. I just kind of want to ride it a bit more. If anything, because of that semi-active suspension stiffened up in this lovely sport mode, it really feels like it just turns a little bit more eagerly than mine. Yeah, that was the bars going quite light there over that crest. Why have you got your reverse lights on? That concerns me slightly. I'm just going to go off to the side because I feel like I don't know what you're doing. We're just going to. At least he went a little bit. Then just go flying back because that could have been a bit awkward, especially if I was still behind. But yeah, just didn't trust her. Let's cut to me on my bike. The first thing I did when getting back on this was try and shift without the clutch. I was like, oh yeah, no quick shifter. Obviously, you know, we can't criticise the 950 as a model for that, because you know you could get one on it. It's just that mine doesn't have one. Alright, let's knock it down to second. With natural speed, I'm trying to slow it down a little bit. You know what? I was a bit worried this would feel broken, but it actually still feels plenty quick enough. I was a bit worried that, yeah, I might have ruined this for myself by riding the big boy. Annoyingly, look, road's starting to dry now. I should have done this the way around. But anyway, yeah, I feel like there's more of a honk in the mid-range from this than there is the other one. Just something in the intake system on this is clearly just a bit fruitier. I always suck at rev match downshifts right in this. So yeah, quick shifter would be nice. I could fit one at some point. Oh, there we go, same road as earlier. Still looking delightfully autumnal. Okay. This is undeniably quick. I don't know if it's just a psychological thing, but I can't help but feel that this does feel just that little bit more flickable. I mean, obviously not the same suspension setup, but you know, you'd think that the electronic stuff would improve matters. Probably the psychological thing, I think, just because it's a lighter motor and you're kind of riding it in a different way. Maybe just, you know, because you feel the other engine is beefier. Maybe, does that maybe make you think the bike is beefier or beefier? I don't know. I think really they do feel much the same. Obviously, it's just a big, you know, the big difference is that semi-adjustable stuff. They both feel really good. I mean, obviously, if you get them on the modern Multistradas, they do suddenly feel a bit kind of lumpen, but as it is, yeah, both very good handling bikes for a sort of tallish, adventure-y thing. Should we go? Let's go down this way. Ooh, fuck me. See what I mean? Suck at downshifting on this. Yeah, I definitely don't feel I'm getting quite as much lift at the front from this one. Yeah, it's like there, I've just quite happily gone full twist without really thinking about it. You've got to really pick your moments with the big boy in a way you just don't with this. And I do quite like that. I do like just being able to kick its head in everywhere. But at the same time, it's not like I was feeling frustrated on the other bike. Just got a little bit wobble from the bars over that crest there. Yeah, it's not like on the other bike I was feeling frustrated, because that engine just kind of feels lovely everywhere. Oh, I don't know, what would I have? It doesn't make me immediately want to go out and sell this and buy one of those. Like, I make up a difference, which, like I explained, is not masses. Spin it around in here. It's about as off-road as I'll probably ever go in this. Yeah, wouldn't really take either of them on Green Lady stuff. Obviously, suddenly we've gone back to an old school LCD display. It kind of shows you how my Ducati is a little bit lazy with its displays, because that it's a bit wary of all the crap on the corner of this one. Yeah, because if you yeah, a lot of the modern stuff still has, I think, pretty much that same unit that's on that Multistrada, which obviously is not the freshest thing in the world. I think the key thing is neither of these, actually, speaking of not being very fresh, neither of these feel particularly dated. And I don't think, you know, you're going to feel shortchanged not having kind of the latest and greatest stuff. Ooh, that was a horrible, what are you doing? Sorry, excuse these awful rev match downshifts. They are shit. Yeah, I like them both. I think there is just a more, as I said earlier, I think I used the phrase shock and awe on the other bike. You do get that when you do really start to kick its head in, but it still feels great if you don't. No, I'm quite happy to stick with this one. If I was to go tomorrow and had the choice between the two for, you know, similar-ish money, maybe a bit more for the 1260, I don't know, I think that'd be a really tough choice. So I do like being able to extract all this. I do think the honk is better. I don't think there's really much to pick between them at all in terms of handling, other than obviously if you are getting, you know, because yeah, I know obviously the other one had semi-active suspension, but you could get a 950S as well, which has the same, or you can get the newer V2S. Oh, what a difficult decision that I'm hopefully don't have to make. Thankfully I don't have to make. I guess I would now open this up to you guys. So have you had both, or have you had this and a 1200? What did you prefer? Did you know, which way around did you do it, and then did you make the switch and then regret it? Yeah, I'm really curious to see. So I don't feel like I immediately had to go out and sell a load of stuff and buy the other one, but I did really like it. And let's just see, you know, if I happen to load up Auto Trader or Facebook Marketplace in the next week or so and start looking them up, because yeah, it's got me thinking, but maybe not enough to endanger this bike's place in my little collection just yet. Don't actually know where I am. Where am I? Oh, I'm here. I do also have a comparison, as mentioned, between this bike and the new V2. I'll link that below should you fancy having a look at that. Please do like the video, please do subscribe, do all that stuff. And if there are any other comparisons you would like to see, whether it's with the bikes I've already got or bikes I can get hold of, let me know. Finally, big thanks to Rotate for lending me the bike, and it looks like I timed it perfectly, given that it's just starting to shit it down. So yeah, thank you Rotate. Yeah, really nicely prepared bikes there, very highly rated place. Do go and check them out. Let's say there's quite a good variety of stuff there. So thanks guys, thanks to them. Subscribe, like, do those things. Yeah, bye.